Okay, let's roll right into our post-race for tonight's 32nd annual Dollar General 300 NASCAR Nationwide Series race. And our race runner-up and still our points leader in the Nationwide Series by 8 points is Austin Dillon. And tonight he drove the number 3 Advocare Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. And Austin, certainly it was a competitive race, an exciting race. You came out of it virtually unscathed, and you still have your points lead. Talk about your run out here tonight.
It was a good one. They asked us earlier in the week what would it be like to be the points champion without a win. That right there should show you how great the racing is and how tough it is. Had 3 guys fighting it out there till the end for everything we had, and it was a heck of a race. I told Sam it was the best race I felt like I was a part of all year, slicing and dicing out there. And man, it was so easy to miss your line, and the track's obviously getting some character, and it's creating some better racing. I feel like, and it was a good run for us. This isn't one of our better tracks, and to come here and do that, I'm very happy.
And thank you, Austin. And Sam Hornish Jr. Comes in 3rd here tonight. He drove the number 12 Detroit Genuine Parts Ford for Penske Racing. And Sam, it was a heck of a race. You led some laps. You contended for the win. Just talk about this race out here tonight.
Well, I was really excited about going into tonight's race. We had a good practice. We've been fast here at Charlotte in the past, but we've generally been way too tight. And when we got down to the last couple restarts, we haven't been able to hold our own because the front of the car won't turn. And tonight we had it turning plenty good, and as the runs went on, it continued to build freer. So I'm just happy that we came in here tonight. We ran well. It's very frustrating to be leading with 10 laps to go and pulling away from the 54 car and to not be able to win. But we just we never could get far enough ahead of the track to get our car right where we needed it to be. And I had to work hard to keep the car underneath me there the last 10 laps, and just a shame that we couldn't pull it out for everybody at Alliance Truck Parts and Detroit Genuine Parts. But good night all in all, and we'll go on to Texas and try to take what we learned tonight to make us a little bit better.
Questions now for either Austin or Sam. If you have one, raise your hand. Start right back here with Alan. We'll go back to the gentleman right back here.
Sam, Alan Cavanna, NASCAR.com. I think tonight showed anything short of a win, and you're not going to gain many points. Is that discouraging, or do you, as a racer, do you like that all or nothing feeling?
Well, I gotta not worry about that, a lot of times, because last week, we were. Any time this year that I've quit focusing on myself and started worrying about the people around me, it's not turned out the way that we wanted it to. So, Austin and I have ran around each other, it seems like, 70% of the race for the last 15 races. And, I'll gain a point or two on him one week, he'll gain a point or two. And when we leave it up to the racing, and we both finish where we should, there's not a whole lot of points to be gained one way or another. So I think the thing that I'm just going to continue to focus on is, I went out there, I drove the car, as hard as I could tonight, got everything that I thought I could get out of it, and we came up short. And up to 10 laps to go, I thought that we had an amazing shot to win the race and to be able to close it in. But to come home, finish behind him, and to keep the points the same, you got to take that as that's the positive for the night. We'll move on to the next race.
Go back in the back, and then we'll come over here to Stan.
Matt Weaver, PopularSpeed.com. Sam, over the radio, I heard you guys mention the word discipline several times throughout the night. So I'm wondering, was there a certain point this season where you guys felt that maybe y'all had lost focus or y'all had lost that discipline, and that's something that they remind you to get back on track and just, maintain pace?
That's the thing that I continue to tell them to remind me of, because there's a certain a lot of these tracks with this new car, and for however the track and the tire and everything's coming together, it's very important to hit your lines and to be very diligent about knowing where your car works the best at, and to be able to keep it there and to not be wandering around trying to find different lines to make it work. And it's very hard to do when the 54 is catching you and he's on a different line than you. You gotta move around and try to make something happen. But that's one of the things I try to, there's a certain number of tracks that it's very important that you hit your line just in the right area, and it's a big speed difference. So that's basically it. There has been times that we've lost focus, and it was kind of goes into what I was saying before. My discipline is certain things about driving the car, and the team's is focusing on the 12 car and not worrying about the 22 and the 54 a lot of times, because that's like I said, when we've got ourselves into issues this year.
Let's go over here to Stan, and then the gentleman next to him, and then to Bob
All
and
right,
Dustin.
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com over here in the corner, guys. The question is actually for both of you, only in different directions. Austin, you've got a busy couple of weeks, whereas Sam, you have a couple of weeks where you're not going to be quite as busy. Is that a positive for both of you, what you're going to do over the next couple of weeks, or is there some negative?
I'm going to jump in front of Austin on this one. I got 2 kids and a wife. Every week is busy. Every day is busy. So, and we're running Talladega next week. So, we're going to run with the SKF car. So we've got a lot going on with what we've got going on, and we've got a test to go to as well. So, I mean, it's not stopping. It's still staying focused in, and once my racing job's done, it fights hard with attention for 2 little girls.
Yeah, same here. When you're single, you like to run around and do whatever, too. So I go and do things all the time. I'm going to South Dakota Monday and Tuesday, do a little pheasant hunting, then going to Talladega to race for Tony. So, yeah, I mean, when you're a racer, like Sam's saying, you want to be on the go. You can't sit still. I think you sleep better on the road.
Go ahead.
Aaron Burns, Mooresville Weekly. This is also for both of you. How do you feel about the 3 tracks coming up, but what's your confidence level, as you get ready to go to those?
I really enjoyed Texas. Texas is one of my favorite tracks. I've had some success and led a lot of laps there in the Truck Series and finished second earlier there, I think, this year. And we've had some good cars there. So Phoenix and Homestead, I'm comfortable with. Phoenix is a fun one. It's Sam's been good there too. So it's 3 tracks I think we all run pretty good at. My favorite's Homestead, and I'm glad it's the last one.
Let's go to Bob and then Dustin.
I have similar feelings on it. If I look at the 3 racetracks that we have left, I have a tremendous amount of warm feelings going to them. Won 3 races at Texas in Indy cars, Cup car. Started my first Cup race, first nationwide race. Won my first nationwide race, and my first IndyCar race there as well. So, I mean, I love going to Phoenix, and then Homestead's been really good to me as well. And I feel like each one of those tracks offers up a vastly different thing of what we're going to need to be able to do to be fast. And, I'm excited about the ones that we have coming up, that's for sure. Unless it was 3 road courses, because then I feel like I have a little bit more of an advantage.
Bob Pocker, Sporting News. Austin, you had a good battle there with Kyle Larson there for a while. And, when you look at it, you can almost say, wow, you guys could be battling for a long time in this sport. Do you get any sense that when you battle him that you're going to be seeing him, you're going to be racing him for a long time? And is there any extra, I don't know, not that you race harder, but are you cognizant of kind of where you both are in your careers?
Yeah, I think it was pretty awesome. I think the coolest thing, we both showed a lot of respect for each other out there. He had the top line running really well. My car couldn't work up there. I had to have the bottom, and when he'd get a run, I'd give him that top lane, and we'd run down the backstretch together. When I cleared him on the bottom, he turned off the top lane and got behind me to see if we could go down and catch the 2 in front of us. And it was hard racing, and we raced hard at Eldora earlier this year. And I do enjoy, he's a heck of a driver, and I love racing against guys that race you like you want to be raced, and he definitely did that. I think it was fun tonight.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Dustin Long, Motor Racing Network. For both of you, obviously with a couple weeks off of the series, but you guys will see each other next week at Talladega. for as intense and as competitive as this championship is, would you almost rather not see each other for the next couple of weeks and just kind of hit a reset button? Does it matter?
I don't care. It's Talladega. Talladega is like crazy. I don't think for us, we're just trying to go win the race. Both of us, I bet. It's all we can do and have some fun.
Yeah, maybe we can work together and
Yeah.
get. It's. I feel like when I raced against Austin, we go out there, we give each other room, we race each other hard. We're not taking the air off the side of the guy or getting in there and packing air up underneath him. We're racing each other clean, and I think that at least coming from my half of it, and I feel like if we get to the end of the year and we're going to run hard for the championship, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna race each other with respect, and we're gonna have a good time doing it, and we're gonna see how the points stack up at the end of it.
I think we're both good enough right now where our cars and our crew and everything, it takes a little bit of everything to pass. At the end of the race tonight, I was doing everything I could to focus to hit my line. He was talking about line sensitive, and I was just backing up my corner to make sure I hit the line that my car was good in. And it takes every bit of focus down to the end of the race. And, if his car falls off a different way than mine, and that's how it's going to be, I'd say. I mean, restarts are crazy. You have to worry about others. There's things that go into that other cars can take away from you. There's definitely guys out there you got to watch out for that put you in that situation. And hopefully we're in front of that and we can race it out.
Agreed. Let's go here to Zach, and then Mike, you have a question? Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, Zach Albert, NASCAR.com. This is for Austin. That fairly well answered my question, but how hard is it for you guys to, as much as you're around each other, seemingly, how hard is it to race each other that hard, but keeping it clean and fair and with respect?
I mean, it's not hard, really. I mean, we're doing everything we can to keep it straight out there. Truthfully, you're driving on the edge every lap and trying to stay focused and finish the race in the right spot, where you feel like your car should finish. When you get close to the guy you're racing for, I mean, it's really, I'm trying to win a race, truthfully. I haven't won a race this year and feel like we need to, and there at the end, that's what I was going for. Somebody might come over the radio at the end and say, all right, be smart or something, but I kind of have my goals set already, and I stick to them, and hopefully my family members stay off the radio as much as they can, and that helps sometimes.
Mike
Neff from FrontStretch.com. For both of you, at least looking from the side, it appeared that throughout the runs, some cars would be faster and then drop off and gain speed again. Is that a combination of the track starting to age and the tires starting to give up a little bit? And is that kind of what you're looking for when you're going out there racing at Charlotte?
I think that the tire that Goodyear brings here, as well as the track, is now getting its character. It's gotten washboard down at the bottom through pretty much both ends, starting to pick up some bigger bumps as well. I love those places that have that. Atlanta's my favorite place that we go to because you're up and the car's bouncing around. It almost feels like you're running a dirt race a lot of times. And the more that the cars will fall off over the run, the more you have to drive, the more you have to be up on the wheel. And I feel like, we went to a place last weekend where there's no fall off, and it's basically like qualifying every lap. And then you have to try to, run around 39 other guys at the same time and worry about how you're going to catch the lap guys. So I feel like this track is picking up character, but Goodyear's also got a very good tire that will hold together, but also fall off and lose time. And the guys that can manage their stuff a little bit better are going to be okay. I saw guys that built tight tonight. We built free for whatever reason, and we worked on getting the car tightened up all night long and just couldn't ever get there. And I thought we had it for the last run, and then all of a sudden one lap it just starts building freer and freer as we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's I was talking to a few different people before the race about how when the tire got some temperature in it, it just totally changed the outcome. And going into the night, I figured everybody would just get tight as we ran, and you'd be fighting that tight. And actually, the first run of mine built loose too, and then we kind of got over that and got it to where it would build her tighter as we ran. Kyle Larson's car, I mean, it had to be super tight to run up there where he was running against the wall. I told our crew chief, we can try and work it to where my car runs like that, because we were in traffic that one time and he was going up through there so fast where you get on the bottom, everybody's kind of there. It's just tough to make that line work. And I told him, I said, we'd have to make a huge adjustment for me to be able to go up there and run where he's running to be competitive. And we kind of just stuck to our game plan, got our track position back, and our line prevailed at the end, I think. Our adjustments did also.
Al? Yeah, Al Pearson, Auto Week, for either or both of you. With about 12 or 13 laps to go, it looked like Kyle Busch was going to finish third or fourth or maybe even fifth. And all of a sudden, there he comes. Do y'all have any explanation for that? I mean, did he do something different, or did y'all do something different? Or, I mean, it just looked like he was beat.
I was under him twice in 1 and 2, and he'd just clear in. A lap car would come up just in time. Actually, I was under him all the way down the backstretch. The 23 went into 1, and I had to lift and pull back behind him. That was one key moment for me in clearing him. If I could have cleared him there, that could have let us set sail, I feel like. And that was pretty key, a lap car catching him, and then he had the top line the rest of the race. And when you run that top, if your car's good enough, you just have the momentum down the straightaway. And it's everybody's so close there at the end, you can't gain a lot.
Yeah, and like I said, I passed him, and I don't know, pulled 10 or 15 car lengths away from him, and I felt like we were pretty good, pretty set, and I don't know, 12 or so to go. The car just, it just went from being right about where I wanted it to be to being free enough to where I was swatting flies a couple times, the last couple laps, and I feel like, there's a certain amount of laps that you get on the tires and, the track and how the rubber's going down and things like that. And I think that, I know he was tight ahead of me when I caught him and passed him. And then I went free. And I think that his car probably freed up a little bit and allowed him to do what he needed to do. But, he's obviously very good about, searching around, finding lines and, giving himself the opportunity to win there at the end. And I couldn't believe it, when, we pulled away from him there. So yeah, he's catching a couple hundredths a lap, and I could see him, staying equal or gaining. And I switched my line one time to see if I could make the top line work, and he was right there, and there was nothing I could really do about it from that point on.